Planet Dolan.
From cowboy sing-alongs to being ambushed at lunchtime, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the most embarrassing things our parents have ever done. My name is Nixium, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Mote-of-Lobross. When Pringle was 12, his dad took him to a restaurant called the Magic Time Machine. It was this weird, goofy restaurant which had different themes like the Muppets and Star Wars and superheroes. Even the waitstaff would dress up in costumes. Pringle had to use the restroom, but he couldn't find it anywhere, so he asked his dad if he knew. He gave Pringle a knowing smirk and told him to ask one of the waitstaff. And so he did. Big mistake. Pringle asked a waitress dressed up as Princess Leia, who shouted in reply, "We got someone who needs to pee!" And she pointed him to the restroom, and a bunch of the waitstaff formed a conga line behind him as he headed there. It's really weird. Number 9 was submitted by Supernova Nebula. Ramona was at the store with her mom and they were finishing up when she remembered that she needed some pads. Ramona told her mom and they headed to the women's hygiene products aisle. Ramona then needed to use the bathroom, so she started to walk further down the aisle until her mom started screaming from the other end, "Sweetheart, large and cushy pads or small and flexible pads?" Everyone in the aisle and those passing by just stared at them and began laughing. Ramona couldn't look at her mom for the rest of the day, and she didn't talk to her for an entire week. Number 8 was submitted by ThePigThatCriedRii. Spinal Palm was on a cruise ship in the Galapagos, and the staff and the tourists were having a party. After a cheesy play, they played some music and people were dancing. Spinal Palm then saw his mom dancing with a pirate wearing an eye patch. They were doing the stupidest dance that he had ever seen. She then yelled for him and his little brother to come and dance with her. Unfortunately, there was a really cute girl on the boat, and Spinal Palm only got up and danced because he didn't want the girl to think he was a jerk. Number 7 was submitted by Elk810. When Doopy was in high school, her friend's parents showed up to her school to put on a cowboy theater show. It was just those two in the show, and the whole school had to watch. They both dressed like cowboy characters and sang a bunch of the corniest, most juvenile cowboy songs ever in front of all the students and all the teachers. The kids were silent the entire time. Doopy could see preschoolers being entertained by the show, but she just couldn't understand why someone thought it was a good idea for high school students. She was just glad it wasn't her parents. Number 6 was submitted by Florida Cartoon 21. Sweet Commando was being really bad at home one day, so his parents decided to devise some cruel and unusual punishment. At school that day, during lunch, his parents showed up dressed in really weird clothing. His mom was in a tiny dress and was wearing weird boots. His dad was wearing short shorts and a tucked-in tank top. They sat next to him and talked really loudly, and everyone in the cafeteria looked at them. People laughed at Sweet Commando until eventually he ran into the bathroom, and he stayed there until lunch was over. Number 5 was submitted by Dkmainman. Ghost Toast was in 5th grade, and at the time the happy dance was everywhere. Nobody in the school liked it except for some of the girls. One day, on their annual Friday assembly, the principal announced that they had exceeded a fundraiser goal by 375%. Because of this, about 5 moms ran to the front of the school. Ghost Toast was suddenly paralyzed. 4 of the moms nobody knew, but his mom, who helped in the art room, ran up to the front with them. The music played, and she started dancing the happy dance, and it was terrible. The other kids were laughing, whispering, jeering. Ghost Toast was in shock. After that assembly, he was picked on for the rest of the year. Number 4 was submitted by SQUIDBEAR Eyeballs. On Halloween, when Gergak was 13, his mom picked him up from school like she did every day, except this time, she was dressed up as a crazy cat lady. She had on pink paw print pajamas, fuzzy slippers with cat faces on them, pink cat-eye glasses, curlers in her hair, and was carrying a bunch of plush cats. She made a big deal of showing everybody her costume, and by the time they left, Gergak wanted to die. His friends would not let him forget it either. Number 3 was submitted by Was2Dog. One day, Talop was playing Call of Duty online with his friends. He hit a trick shot and started screaming in celebration. It was the first trick shot he hit online. His dad heard the screaming and came upstairs to check on Talop. His dad came to his room and said, "Oh, you're just playing your little shooty game. Make sure to get off soon, it's almost your bedtime. Love you, buddy." Talop was wearing a headset so all of his friends could hear what his dad just said. A day doesn't go by without his friends reminding him. Number 2 was submitted by Little Purp 0830. When Civil Spider was a kid, his mom would take pictures of him every day. What he didn't know was that his mom would post them on her Facebook with the most cringe-worthy, embarrassing captions ever. When he got a Facebook, he was tagged on all of the pictures, so all of his friends could see, including the girl he had a crush on. Now one day, his mom took a picture of him and this girl talking to each other, and she posted the picture with the caption, "My little baby growing up, talking to the love of his life." For an entire year after that, Civil Spider was made fun of, to the point that he deleted all of his social media accounts. His crush never talked to him after that either. And number 1 was submitted by me. One thing that always embarrassed me was my father had this tendency to always refer to me in third person when we were out in public. So for example, if we were going to the movies together, the cashier would ask, "Oh, how many?" And my father would reply, "Oh, it's just me and Nixium today going to see this movie." Or if we went out to eat together at a restaurant, he would say something like, "Oh, can me and Nixium get some bread as an appetizer to start?" It was always really weird and embarrassing just having him throwing my name out to everybody in public like that. And I didn't like it. And I still don't like it to this day because he still does it. Alright, so a huge thanks to the folks over at our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. So guys, again, what is the most embarrassing thing your parents have ever done? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys.
The grave calls to me, I'm afraid. But don't worry, I shall return.